Alright, welcome back to F1 Broke Boys Tier 3. It's time for another round, round 4 tonight at the Jeddah Corniche circuit for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. A very technical and very fast street circuit. So it's gonna be plenty of a challenge then for these Tier 3 drivers. If we look at the driver standings, Soul Demon still our championship leader, but Wardy has jumped up all the way up to second place in the standings, 8 points behind the Kicksauer driver, and 1 point ahead of Born and 2 points ahead of Jumpy Painter. So the top 4 covered within 10 points of each other, then it's further 6 points towards Parzival, who I don't think raced last week. If we look at the Constructors' Championship, Sauber still quite comfortably in the lead now by 20 points over Williams and 37 points over Alpine. So Sauber still the team to beat. But Jeddah can be very unpredictable with walls so close. It's very easy to make just a little mistake that could end your race. Start off with qualifying, 18 minutes. And especially on qualifying, it's very easy to just clip the wall, and that wall that we just drove by in turn 4 can be deadly. I have found myself crashing into that wall multiple times during the race, during quali, even during a safety car. And yesterday in tier 1, someone ahead of me crashed into that wall as well. So it's very easy to just turn in a little bit too early and clip the wall, which could, well, completely destroy your suspension and end your race. So we will have to watch out for that. "19 drivers in right now. Sapphire, he said that he could be able to join in qualifying, but as I'm now reading in chat, I don't think he is going to be able to make it. So we will have to do with 19. Still plenty of drivers. Just for FC is one of the first drivers out on track. But he's not the first driver out on track, because Boyern has just started his lap in the Williams. So let's see what he can do. Bit of a laggy onboard. We'll have to work around it. The man who was on pole position last week in Qatar, can he go for back-to-back pole positions? Quite careful through sector 1, it's only a banker lap after all. Don't want to be taking too much risk and potentially end your qualifying as it is about to begin. Out of turn 13, lots of small chicanes, quick chicanes. Very easy to clip the wall on the exit of that corner as well. As we go on to the first of 3 consecutive DRS zones. There used to be a DRS zone at the end of sector 1, beginning of sector 3, right before that long third turn 13, but they have removed that and replaced it with a DRS zone right before this straight. This being the second one, and now into the final corner, turn 27. This track with the most corners of all tracks on the calendar, but Born has managed to keep it out of the barrier in all 27 of them as he crosses the line for the first lap time on the board. 28.4. It's actually not half that bad for a banker lap. And he's already over second clear of the next man, Critical Skills, but there comes Soul Demon and Jumpy Painter already into the 127s on his first lap. That is a very good lap time indeed. 34 tenths clear ahead of Born. Luis Terry has slotted into P4. More times start coming in. Slide DJ in P5. Lennon's in the other Red Bull. He's gone up to P5 now, just behind his teammate. They're a tenth of a second separating the 2 Red Bulls. 27.9. That's that's an insanely quick banker lap for Tier 3. My quickest lap time in Tier 1 yesterday was a 27.8 in P12. And the pole time was a 0.3, but don't think we will be getting anywhere near that. Probably a high 27 will be pole position. I'm unsure if anyone is going to be able to beat this lap time by Jumpy Painter. So far, no one has been able to beat it. Parzival has gone up to 6th place. There goes Shark. He's going into P4, just ahead of Toy Dairy. 11 thousandths of a second. Sketchy Grip P7. These times are all 1 second off. Warren won the Tier 4 Saudi mystery race last season. His first ever win. Well, that's something to look back on, and hopefully we'll be able to replicate that tonight. But with a lap like Jumpy Painter, it's going to be quite difficult to do so. P3 in Tier 2 already, yeah, that's what I mean. It's an insane lap time. Sauber once again the strongest team. As we look at Tolu, what can he do for his first lap time? Well, into the 128s and the 28.6, 7 tenths off. That it is going to be P4. Marcel then in the V car. He was disqualified in qualifying last week in Qatar. Then he had a strong comeback until he had an incident and then dropped down the order and eventually had to retire. So hopefully he can do a little bit better today. And the best way to do so is start off with a good qualifying. In the meantime, our championship leader Soul Demon has slotted into P2 to make it a Kick Sauber front row lockout as it stands. But they are separated by over 3 tenths of a second. We can get even close to this man. Jumpy Painter looks very comfortable around this track. Maybe it is Tier 2 washed. Who knows? Well, let's see how that is at the end of this race. Because it is Tier 3 and it's always unpredictable. Pole position usually doesn't mean anything here. I'm gonna use times to compare to my lap time. Looking to join this tier. Yeah, that's quite a good idea to get a rough idea of where you could be on the grid. Though it usually is quite close between everyone. We have had races where, or qualifyings where, the entire grid was separated under a second. Currently it's not really the case. Top 13 within 1.7. As Alpha Hype Wall looking to bounce back after a difficult few races. And P5 right now is very respectable. Let's take a look at Jumpy Painter actually. Oh, let's not take a look at Jumpy Painter anymore because he has invalidated coming out of turn 4. But what can Boyan do? He needs to find 4 tenths. As he runs very close to the inside wall, but doesn't run too wide on the exit of 4. It's all flat out. With the right setup you can even take these two flat out. I think he has managed to keep a lot of speed through those corners, turns 10, 11, 12, and he's not improving, but he is very close to his time, 200ths of his personal best. Bit of a moment through turn 13. Slap mid corner will lose him just a little bit of speed. Now coming out of turn 17 and 18. Onto the straight, which isn't really straight, it's a bit of a bendy straight with a few kinks here and there. Now turn 22 can be very tricky, it's very fast. I'm not sure if he is improving, but sure is close to his time. he nails the final sector, he might be able to get in front of Soul Demon again. As Jumpy Paint, I think he's about to start another lap, so we'll keep an eye out on him as well. See if he can go any faster than his 27.9. As Born crosses the line, he does go faster than Soul Demon, so he's back on the front row. But still behind this man by over 0.3 of a second, who looks to be going up pretty wide once again through turn 4. And Born has left the session, which is far from ideal. Let's hope he can back in soon as Jumpy Painter. That's a little bit too much, with the back end stepping out, and the man currently on provisional pole position finds the wall at the end of Sector 1 as Born's game has crashed. Well, that's another way to crash. Jumpy Painter has crashed on track, and he will have to come back in and get his front wing repaired. And in the meantime, Wardy with a good lap time as well, 28.2. Over 0.2 behind Jumpy Painter, but he is on the front row. And who commentated on Tier 1 yesterday, did a very good job on that. Hope he can do a good job tonight as well. I'll try to invite Born. That is not Born, that is someone else. I'm sure they won't join. He's not online yet, so we'll have to wait a minute or so. Game crash, drivers crash. Yeah, what else can we see tonight? A crash out after the race. Wouldn't be surprised. Is that Shark just improving? I think it is, up to P6. I'll try and see if Born is online again. Let's hope he can get back in soon. Also, I'll have to scroll to my offline list, which is, well, it's quite a long list, will take quite a bit of time. Parts of all, P8. And Tolu is up on his time. He's currently down to P9, but he improves up to P7. He loses a little bit of time in the final sector, but he has improved. He's 1,000th of a second behind Shark. P7 right now for the man who was the runner-up in the championship last season, as Haza was on an improvement, but he has invalidated. And it's once again a difficult day for Ferrari so far. The team at the bottom of the Tier 3 standings. They've got 6 points in a intense championship fight for P9 with Visa Keshep RB, who've got 8 points. So it's the battle for P9 for the wooden spoon. But at the moment, Ferrari P14 and P15. Although Marcel hasn't set a lap time yet, he is trying to do that now. We have seen that he can be quite quick because he was in a very handy position in Qatar before he got disqualified in qualifying. So can he put himself inside the top 10 where his teammate is right now? Bounces the final corner, hits the wall on the outside, but unfortunately doesn't have any impact, unlike Max Verstappen back in 2021, as Marcel does go into the top 6 with a very good lap time indeed. 4 minutes remain. Soul Demon, is he up by 0.4 of a second? Soul Demon, is he going to go faster than Jumpy Painter? Surely not. To run to the line, Soul Demon goes faster with 1:27.783. What a lap time from the Kick Sauers. They're on something else. I don't know what they had for breakfast today, but these lap times that we're seeing right now are incredible for Tier 3. I'm already getting beaten by Tier 3 drivers. In fact, Soul Demon, he would have been top 10 in Tier 1 with this lap time halfway into qualifying. I'd hope that the track conditions were different. For the sanity of everyone in a tier above, tier 3. Back in the game, I haven't really paid attention to thing. I'm sure it will be taken care of. I would hope. As we have got only a few minutes remaining, S12 is down in P12. Looking for an improvement though. Turn 4 runs a little bit wide, but keeps it out of the barrier, which is the most important thing around this track. Suddenly Jumpy Painter is on the back foot. He's 2/10 behind his teammate. As S12 with a good sector 1 is up by 1.5 tenths, which could potentially get him inside the top 10. 2 minutes remain. And Soul Demon might not be able to do another lap as... Ooh, the Red Bull all out of shape. Through turns 16 and 17. But he has kept it pointing in the right direction. This might be his final lap. Is he still up on his time? He is still up on his time at 3/10 of a second now. So even though he has had a little moment on his lap, he still finds time. He's still improving. He's still going faster and faster. At the moment, he could be looking at a top 6 if he nails this final sector. S12 currently down in P12. His teammate is in P5. He does find an improvement, loses a lot of time in the final sector, 1.5 tenths almost is what he's lost, as Pete has retired from the session. He won't start any higher than P17. S12 only good enough to get himself into P10. 1 minute remaining, Soul Demon is still in pit lane. He won't go out, so it's up to Jumpy Painter to go faster, and he is going faster already by 1/10 of a second through sector 1. We'll also keep an eye out on Bardi, but he is not improving so far through the first part of the lap. Oh, barely within the track limits, and he has a moment on the exit as well, nearly clawing into the wall. Jumpy Painter, he's trying to extract the maximum out of the car, but he has backed off. Has he got enough time to recharge and try again? He's got 30 seconds on the clock. He should be able to make it. It's only about 20 seconds still to line. But does he have the ERS? He's got around 80%. Yeah, this could be another try for Jumpy Painter. Sly DJ, P4. Good lap as well from him. Bardi is up on his time by a few hundreds now, so he has gained some time in the middle sector. But he needs to find 2/10, which is not going to happen in this final sector as he improves, but only by a few hundreds, and he stays in P3. Ooh, that is someone in the wall. That is Marcel out on the exit of sector 1. He has found the barrier, and that is damage to his front wing as his teammate. He's only able to go up to P10. There he is finished as well. As we look at Shark coming out of the final corner, currently down in P8, but he's improving by 2/10 of a second, goes up onto the second row. And that's a good improvement from the Aston Martin. Now we look at one of the Ferraris, which is Haza, but he has invalidated Haza only in P16. And his teammates, just for what I see, is not improving either. Disastrous qualifying once again for Ferrari. As Jumpy Painter is invalidated. Jumpy Painter invalidated, and that is pretty much confirmed pole position then for Soul Demon, because I don't think anyone else is going to be able to beat that lap time. Parzival unable to improve. Critical skills can find some time almost into the wall. He finds the time, but doesn't find any position higher. Toto is still up on his time. Marcel has invalidated. He found the wall earlier on. As the Alpine goes up to P8. And I think that wraps up qualifying then. With a Sauber front row lockout once again. Soul Demon on pole with a 127.7. The two Saubers are the only drivers inside the 127s. Wardy in P3, last race's winner. Ahead of Shark, Sly DJ Bourne. Lennon, Stolu, Marcel and Alpha High Ball. Two V-Carbs inside the top 10. which is a positive for them. So that is the end then of qualifying. Kick Sauber are championship leaders once again on the front row, and hopefully I can get into my settings to try and invite Born back, as he hasn't been able to rejoin. So excuse me as I try to get him back into the lobby. Hope he can join. He won't be able to do his strategy, unfortunately, but he should be able to have his setup and do the race. So not ideal for him, but happens sometimes with this game. Anyway, Jeddah. It's a tricky circuit, one of the youngest tracks on the calendar, with it being introduced ahead of the 2021 season. Which saw the incredible title fight between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, and Jeddah was actually one of the most controversial races of the season, as Hamilton and Verstappen had their collisions during the race. Most famously towards the end, when Verstappen was trying to let Hamilton through, but they ended up with Hamilton into the back of the Red Bull. As Born has left again, that's far from ideal. Also in that race, Esteban Ocon almost got a podium in the Alpine. He was actually in P1 at some point doing a restart. There were many restarts in that race. It's one absolute carnage. But he missed out on the podium on the final lap, as the run to the finish line he got overtaken by Valtteri Bottas in the Mercedes, just like he did to Lance Stroll in Baku in 2017 for P2. Not sure why Born has left again. So we've got 25 laps ahead of us. Strategy in Tier 1 was quite diverse. We had some drivers doing medium hard, hard medium, some doing medium soft or soft medium. I myself did medium soft, which worked out quite well. As you just have to stay with the DRS train, probably with hard runners, which is what I did. Able to stretch those mediums despite even having only a used set of soft compound tires. Currently, as we see, we've got everyone on mediums apart from two drivers, which is Jesus and Marcel. They are both on the soft compound tire. I think we're about to go ready. We are. So the 5 red lights are on for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Sauber looking out the front where the lights are out, and it seems to be a good start from Sol Demons. Got Jumpy Painter already slotting in behind Wardy, trying to have a look around the outside into turn 1. As we go wheel to wheel, it's a bit of contact between Wardy and Jumpy Painter, as someone going off in the background, but the Saubers have remained in front in P1 and P2. Then it's Wardy, Shark, Lennon, Sly DJ, Tolu, and Born still trying to rejoin this race. He's currently fallen out to P8. Just ahead of Twitch Stereo, who's had a good start as well, up to P9. Then it's Jesus rounding out the top 10. Critical Skills, Sketchy Grip, S12 FC Alpha Ball drop down to P14. It's a horrible start for both of the V-Carbs, as they started inside the top 10, down to P14 and P17. After the opening lap, as the two Ferraris are getting overtaken by Alpha Ball and Pete, both going wheel to wheel through turn 13. Alpha Ball just ahead of S12 FC as Pete and Haasa go wheel to wheel. Haasa on the inside, Haasa runs wide. He's now under pressure from Marcel as well, Parzival and Nexus. So the entire field is still with each other. We haven't lost anyone so far in this race on lap 1. But the two Saubers remain in front as Soul Demon goes a little bit wide through turn 22. He has remained in the lead of this race. Jumpy Painter in second place, so the Saubers moment controlling this race. Then it's Wardy and Shark as Tolu is under pressure from Sly DJ in the Mercedes. Or in fact, Tolu is putting the pressure on Lennons ahead of him, as DRS has now been enabled. See the two Ferraris swapping positions. S12 FC with Haasa, and that is Parzival having half a look up the inside. Yellow flags are out, and that is Pete who's had a moment, I think, as he came sliding out of turn 1, and that is Marcel going round in turn 4. What has happened there? That's quite an odd place to have a snap. Did he make contact with anyone? Did he just lose it on the braking? The Saubers trying to build a gap towards Wardy. It's almost already 1 second towards the Haas. Is he going to be able to stay within DRS range? I think he has just barely managed to do so. Yes, he has. So the most important thing for him right now is to not drop outside of the DRS, as the two Saubers almost go wheel to wheel, and that has really thrown Jumpy Painter offline, and that has put Wardy right back in contention, as the gap is down to 0.3 of a second. Jumpy Painter, is he going to have a go at his teammate? He is, as he pulls alongside and he gets past Soul Demon. So Jumpy Painter takes the lead as we go on to lap 3, as Alpha Ball sets the fastest lap of this race. Let's take a look at the tires. So still everyone on mediums, apart from Jesus and Marcel, but Marcel unable to profit from it, because he had a moment as Jumpy Painter runs slightly wide through turn 4. Might have picked up a track limit. Can't do that too many times, as he, I think he hit the wall as well. 12. Where you see a little bit of a gap forming between Alpha Ball and S12 FC. That's 1.8, 1.7 seconds. So the Ferrari already out of DRS range to the top 11. When that is running wide was Haasa, and he's going to get overtaken now by Parzival. The McLaren up into P14. As Wardy is very close to the back of Soul Demon, but was unable to go for the move just yet. As Shark and Tolu swap positions, Lennon's down to P6. Head of Twist Area and Slide DJ. But Wardy is putting the pressure on the two Saubers. Gap is almost 1 second towards Shark, but the Aston Martin gains a little time on the braking. Sketchy Crib has now inherited that 12th place, as Shark with a 3-second time penalty already on lap 4. And that is not ideal. And he's also brink of running out. Oh, and Bourne has left and he's retired now. I think that was unintentional. She was trying to leave and rejoin to take control back over his car, but his AI then retired from the session. As Slight DJ, second driver to pick up a 3-second time penalty. Now see two separate groups forming inside the top 10, with the top 3 ahead now of Shark by 1.7 seconds. And we see a lead change once again. Soldemon getting past his team and runs way too deep into turn 1 and 2. Saubers are going wheel to wheel. Surely they're not going to fight it out in the first sector. No, they're not. And Soldemon has to back off Jumpy Painter back into the lead of this race. But this is costing them time as Tolu is now to P4. And he's got 1.3, 1.4 seconds towards the top 3. Critical skills in P11. He is 3 seconds behind the top 10. I think something happened then to the Aston Martin, because I could have sworn it was the top 11, or it might have been including Bourne, who is now retired, so whatever. Jumpy Painter once again under pressure from his teammates. Soldemon is going to have a go. And he's going to get past quite easily on lap 5. And is Wardy going to have a go as well? No, he's just going to stay behind for now. As Shark and Lennons now go wheel to wheel into the final corner. And always parks the bus on the apex. And the two Rebels, because of that, made a little bit of contact. I don't think there's any damage as the two Saubers swap positions once more. Jumpy Painter back into the lead. But all of this is costing them time. The gap towards Tolu is 1.3 now. Nearing 1.2. As they're fighting out for P11 back here. Well, that's a big moment for Parzival, and that's losing him a lot of time. For 4 seconds now towards the top 10 as Marceau has pitted quite early from the softs on lap 6. Go on to the hard compound tire. Still 20 laps to go. The Rebels now swapping positions. Very ahead of his teammate. Of a moment through 22. And here's Wardy now gonna have a go as well. Still choosing to stay behind the two Saubers. Now he's much closer, but Soldemon defending. And is he gonna go ahead of his teammate as they go almost wheel to wheel into turn 1? Jumpy Painter defends the inside line quite aggressively from his teammate. And the gap has grown once again towards Tolu and P4. Oh, and Soldemon is out! Soldemon has crashed out in turn 4. The championship leader has thrown it away on lap 7 as the VSC has been deployed. And that is exactly what I've been talking about earlier on in this stream. It's so easy to just hit the wall and lose your race, and the championship leader is out from second place in this race from pole position. He didn't make it 8 laps. Soldemon is our second retirement. Not a full safety car, but the race has been neutralized. That is massive for the championship. Both the drivers and the constructors, because Sauber is now left with only one driver, although their nearest rival in the constructors, Williams, is in the same scenario, but as Marcel gets a 3-second time penalty under VSC, that's not ideal. But Soldemon 8 points ahead of Wardy going into this race, and 10 points ahead of Jumpy Painter. Both of those drivers are in P1 and P2 right now, and could potentially leapfrog themselves ahead of Soul Demon. What a costly mistake that is in this championship fight, as green flag racing once again, and Wardy is going to go for the race lead, but fakes to the left, goes to the right, and gets ahead of Jumpy Painter on lap 8, and it's a Haas into P1 with a massive surprise then in this race, as it's been turned upside down. Wardy now is our race leader ahead of Jumpy Painter, who cannot work together anymore with his teammate. Big shock in this race. It's now left 2 drivers to fight it out for the race win, as the gap has grown significantly towards the rest of the field, total 3.3. Quite a substantial gap, as Jesus is threatening to fall out of this train. He's now outside the 1 second window. He's on a soft compound tire, so he will be coming in soon. Want to stay within that DRS train as long as possible, but I think he is going to drop out now as the 2 leaders swap positions once more. Jumpy Painter is back into the lead at the end of lap 8, but now Wardy will have the DRS again going on to lap 9, as they're going to fight it out in the background for Peter as well. Wardy's not going to overtake, as Toto into the pit lane very early indeed from the Alpine on lap 9. While Jesus is staying out on the softs. That's an interesting strategy, so surely the Alpine is going onto the hards. He is. So different strategies in this race. As Shark, he has clipped the curb there, losing him more time. And now he's under pressure from Toy Sterry, and the Red Bull is certainly fighting now for a podium position, as he goes up the inside of the Aston Martin wheel to wheel through turn 10, and the Red Bull is now ahead of the Aston Martin, finds himself now in a Red Bull sandwich with Lennon's behind as well. And that's the second consecutive day that we've seen a Kick Sauber crashing out in turn 4. It happened in tier 1 as well. Now it has happened in tier 3. Shark potentially going to have a go, as Lennon's going to make it 3 wide almost between these drivers. They're not working together at all, like they are at the front of the field. There's contact, and that is Twitch Terry put into the wall almost. Slight DJ as well, I think. Not sure if anyone got damage, but it was getting quite messy through the final corner, as Lennon's is now going to go into P3 with the double overtake. Gets past Shark now. Terry has fallen down to P5. Has he got front wing damage? I don't think he has. His end plates are still on his front wing, and that's the second one. Half high ball into the ball. Oh, and Slide, he's just so lucky to go through the V-carb, and that's the second victim of turn 4. Alpha Hype wall finds the wall, and he is out from a very good position in this race. He could have scored many points for Visa Ketchup RBN himself, but this race comes to an end on lap 10, and this time the full safety car has been deployed. What a race that is, and Wardy and Jumpy Painter now, their advantage at the front has been reduced to absolutely 0. So that is awful news for these two then, as they had almost a 5-second advantage towards the rest of the field. Three pit stops all around. Indeed, I think everyone is going to come in towards the and pit onto the hard compound tire, because we only got medium runners still remaining in this race. So it's going to be quite a boring race strategy wise, but you never know if there is going to be another safety car later on. Unsurprisingly, Wardy and Jumpy Painter pulling into the pit lane. And so does everyone else who down to P10, who has stayed out up until this point. Cutting indeed for Soul Demon. That is very unlucky, very unfortunate. Fortunate way to go out. As Tolu, despite it being a safety car, doesn't lose too much time because all that fighting we see, although he does overshoot turn 1 completely, he is going to come out right behind Shark. So he has lost 2 positions, but he will be right with them as the safety car bunches the field back up. Also, Kelston, it will be equally as gutting for your own teammate, Al5 Wall, in V-Carb, as the same thing happened to him. As Jesus, by the way, pitted 1 lap prior, is on the mediums. I think he's going to be able to make that, as Josh Fubadasi now gets a 3-second penalty under safety car conditions. It's going to be a long race for Jesus on those mediums, but it is doable. Yesterday in Tier 1 I think I managed 17 laps on the medium, so it certainly is doable, but the hard runners will probably have the tire advantage near the end. Also, by the way, they removed the AI warming up strategy, and it's also become very difficult to warm up tires under safety car. I think it's even more difficult than it used to be when you had the AI warming up thing. Even when you wear it on AI, I think it was doable to warm the tires, but now it's almost impossible to warm the tires. So that's another challenge then for these drivers. Yep, turn 4, 2-0 against Tier 3. Will we see that corner claim another victim, as there we see the realism, everyone weaving around like supposed to be in Formula 1. I guess it's a good thing, but still very difficult to warm the tires. I had a race around Las Vegas earlier this week, and there was also a safety car, and I was weaving desperately the entire lap, and my tires just wouldn't go above 70 degrees. It was absolutely insane. So difficult to get any temperature into the tires when you're driving this slowly. Well, it certainly is an interesting strategic decision from Jesus. I don't think it's... Well, he started on the soft, so he had to go onto either mediums or hards. And he did pit 1 lap before the safety car came out, so it was planned from him, even if the safety car didn't come out. But in fact, the safety cars only helped him out then, because his tires will be able to go longer. So could we see another magical win for Jesus? We have seen it before, that he, from out of nowhere on the grid, was able to drag his car towards the win. We see it him doing it again tonight here in Tier 3. Of course, 2-time Tier 3 champion. He knows how you have to win around here, or in this tier. Jesus pulling off miracles indeed. If there's one man that could pull off miracles, it's Jesus. But with this field bunched up again, a safety car is just around the corner. Wardy is gonna be the one controlling the pace until green flag conditions. as we're just nearing the halfway point of this race, and we're going to green flag once more. Wardy leads ahead of Jumpy Painter, Lennon's, Shark, Toto and Sly DJ, and then it's Jesus, the only one on the medium compound tire. Already see a move into turn 1, bit of contact between Marcel and Pete, and they're rubbing each other off the track. That's far from ideal, and that is both of them into the wall. Yeah, they weren't giving each other much space there, and that is the result you will get when you do that. Meanwhile, Lennon's already dropping out of the DRS range, so Wardy and Jumpy Painter, they built the gap before the safety car. I said that they were going to lose their advantage due to the safety car, but now they are rebuilding it again, as they've already got Lennon's outside of their DRS. One and a half seconds as Tolu gets past Shark wheel to wheel to turn 22. That is not gonna work out as the Aston Martin keeps his foot in on the inside, and they both run off track, and as a result of that they're out of DRS range, which is yep, could have seen that coming. Tolu does get ahead now though, but he's 1.1 seconds behind Lennon's. As Sly DJ, he's got his teammate up his inside, Jesus, gets past. And he's now into the top 6. He's going to have a go at Shark as well. He is going for the double overtake. Jesus into the top 5. He knows that he needs to go for the moves now. Switch there he goes into turn 1 as well, ahead of Sly DJ. So they run a little bit deep, both of them, Shark and Twitch Terry. As we almost go wheel to wheel with Parsifal having a look up the inside of Sly DJ, but they keep it out of the barrier so far. Easy car merge losing a lot of value, yeah. It's not looking too well. As it stands, P15 and P DNF, I was gonna say, but P15 and a DNF, and oh, Pete is out, and that's another safety car. Well, isn't that just what I said? The safety car is just around the corner. It certainly is, because we've got another one after just 2 laps of racing. Safety car brings safety car. Famous saying in motorsport. And we're down to 15. Actually, Lennon's got back into contention again. That doesn't matter. Are we gonna see anyone gonna pull into the pit lane for softs? Or mediums? Mediums would be safe, but softs, maybe a bit too long, but we will have to count 1-2 laps on their safety car conditions. So, I mean, if you're Marcel right here and you don't have anything to lose, might as well just pull into the pit lane. Hell, he doesn't. I would have pitted, but he doesn't. Sketchy Grip and Critical Skills and Just for Plus C, they are gonna pull into the pit lane though. And they are gonna go on to the mediums. Yep, there we go. Sure why we had to wait so long for Critical Skills, as Nexus gets a 10-second time penalty for a severe collision with Hasa under safety car conditions. What is going on in this race? Still got over 10 laps to go. And indeed, it is a good feeling for Jesus. He's now right back together with the top 4. And he still has star advantage. And his star advantage will last longer due to the second safety car now. Entire top 5 without the penalty. they keep it like that? Are we going to see a 5-way fight for the win? Or are we going to see Bardi and Jumpy Painter driving away like they did on the previous safety car restart? And what can Sketchy Grip, Just for Plessy and Critical Skills do on those brand new mediums? We will go for one more lap under safety car conditions, and then we will have a 9-lap sprint towards the end, hopefully without another neutralization. Nexus is going to pull into the pit lane, so well, that is one way of removing your penalty. Also going to put on a brand new set of mediums. They'll drop him down to P15, but he will have the tire advantage. Alpine currently in P4 and P15. Red Bull are in a handy position right now, P3 and P7. Arguably the, I wouldn't say the best team right now, but both drivers inside the top 7. Mercedes, also both in the top 8. While Haas, Sauber, they both only have one car remaining. And so does Williams. It's not a good day for Williams with their only driver in P12. But he is the first one on the brand new mediums. So could he get himself back up the order, bring home a good position? Well, his rival, teams wise, is in second place right now. Safety car in this lap. Like I said, 9 laps to go. It's once again up to Wardy to control the pace. He managed it quite well on the previous restart. Is he going to be able to replicate that, as Jumpy Painter is getting very close to the back of the Haas, and so is Lennon's to the back of the Sauber. Desperately trying to get some temperature into the tires. He's not going just yet. Oh, he's hit the wall! He's hit the wall! He's still trying to weave, and now he goes. And it's caused a bit of carnage in the background as we go 3-4 wide towards the line. Nexus or Haas and Critical Skills now got a drive-through penalty. Oh, that is one safety car restart. Reminds me of Shakir and Zandvoort a few seasons ago. Although that was arguably a little bit worse than this. But yeah, that caught some people off guard for sure. But Wardy remains in first place ahead of Jumpy Painter. And then it's Lennon's and Tolu. Sketchy Grip. He got overtaken by S12 into the wall he goes with Critical Skills. Oh, through sector 1. Both of these drivers were on a brand new set of mediums. And both of these drivers find the wall. And Haza was into the pit lane as well at the safety car restart, not sure why. But it's all been kicking off ever since we got that first safety car. Parzival into B8. As Haza gets from bad to worse for Ferrari once again. An awful weekend or awful day for the Italian team. Give us a minute to refuel the safety car. Yeah, I heard that it happened in IndyCar quite a while back, where there were so many cautions that they had to refuel the safety car at some point. Fortunately, that isn't a thing in this game, and there's also a limit on the amount of safety cars. We certainly haven't reached it yet, but let's hope we don't. DRS has been enabled onto the second lap after the safety car where it went wrong on the previous restart. The top 5 has got an advantage towards the rest of the field, 1.1, as Parzival goes wheel to wheel with Shark, and the McLaren gets ahead of the Aston Martin. Parzival up to 7th place. Critical Skills and S12 FC both having to replace their front wing. Critical Skills going back onto a 10 lap old medium set, which is an interesting decision. He's well outside the contention of getting some good points tonight. P15 looking at 1 point right now. His teammates still in P8 though, doing a decent job. Trying to hold off Sly DJ and Marcel. As once again, Wardy and Jumpy Painter have built the gap towards Lennon's. 1.2 it is. And we're gonna see a lead change once more. Jumpy Painter is gonna get ahead of the Haas. Seven laps to go. Jumpy Painter leads ahead of Wardy, who's gonna have to back off to almost overtake as Toto goes up to P3, and Toto is now back within DRS range of the top two. Can he stay within that 1 second? It's gonna be crucial to have a chance of winning this race. No, he can't is the answer, because the gap has once again grown to 1.2 as Jesus is going to have a go at Lennon's up the inside of turn 13. Very close to contact between these two. Jesus still on the inside, Red Bull on the outside, and I think Lennon's is going to be able to stay in front. For now he is, as Jesus unable to get by. His medium's now 9 laps old, so his tire advantage is not going to last too much longer. And that is Wardy getting past Jumpy Painter again to retake the lead on lap 19. Tolu is trying to get within DRS range, while he's also trying to get Lennon's outside of his DRS range. They are both low on ERS. As we're gonna go almost 3 wide here for P7, while Jumpy Painter has retaken the lead. That is Marcel up the inside, bit of contact between himself and Parzival. Sketchy Crib is up to P7, and he is on that brand new set of mediums as Lennon's has crashed out. Another victim and another safety car with 5 laps to go. Turn 4, 3-0. Tier 3. Oh my goodness me, Lennon's is out from a potential podium position. This is unbelievable, and everyone who remained in this race is back into the fight, including Hasa, including S12 FC, including Critical Skills. And now it's gonna be a big predicament for these drivers at the front. Are they gonna go into the pit lane? If they do, and the rest of them behind don't, they will be, they won't have the track position. But if Jumpy Painter and Wardy stay out, and everyone else pits, their chances of winning this race are gonna be near 0, because everyone else will be on a brand new set of softs, so this could become quite interesting then. Turn 4 drive of the day, yeah. If I could give a corner drive of the day, I would. Don't think Wardy will accept that, unfortunately. Could also give Bernd Mailand the drive of the day. He has been added so far in this race. Jumpy Painter, is he going to go in? He is going to go in. He's not going to go in. Oh, Wardy and Jumpy Painter. Oh, that is going to be talked about after the race for sure. That was a fake and a half. And because he was off track, Wardy got ahead. And he's got track position and no one else has pitted. That is, well, a surprise to me. Shark is the first one. Are we... Ooh, is Jumpy Painter trying to get back ahead? Does he think that it was a legal overtake? This race is turning into a controversial race. That's for sure. Only got 4 laps after this. What else can happen? Well, the top 2 could crash out, but that's not very likely, is it? Well, watch me just completely jinx that. And Tolu or Jesus will find a way to win it. Mark my words. Critical skills. He is on these mediums. He's gonna go back in to get a set of softs, maybe. I suppose. He is P40 now, so that's 2 points. Only 14 runners remain. Maybe 3 laps of racing, yeah. I don't think there's gonna be anything that Shark can do. He's down in P11. Sketchy grip though, must be said. He's in P6. He's got the best tires of the top 10, or top 9. Could he finesse his way into a podium position maybe? Who knows. It's gonna get feisty though between these two. Sure, Jumpy Painter won't be too pleased with what happened a lap ago at the pit lane entrance. One more lap, so it will be 3 laps of racing. And Sly DJ is going back into the pit lane for a very late pit stop. That's an interesting decision. Shark now P10, but that's still way too far behind. Only got 3 laps. He's not going to overtake 9 drivers in 3 laps. He even has a 3-second time penalty, so well, Shark's definitely not going to win this race. Could gain maybe a few positions. He could get Nexus and Marcel, I reckon. That not sure if he's going to be able to get any more than that with his penalty. Unfortunately, we'll have to keep an eye out on this man in the Williams and on this man in the Mercedes. Even though his mediums are 12 laps old, like 6 or 7 laps of those 12 were under safety car conditions. Let's go Alpine. Toto's got a chance, but he just needs to stay within DRS range, which is what he failed to do at the last 2 safety car restart attempts. And Nexus is also in a good position with tire advantage compared to everyone ahead of him. Then again, everyone behind him has got a tire advantage compared to him. We wait till critical skills catches the field to hopefully get 3 laps of racing. We certainly will. Lap 22 of 25. Safety car in this lap. 3 laps to decide the winner. P1 is on 11 lap old hard tires. P14 is on 1 lap old soft tires. And then you got everything in between. Critical skills, by the way, P14. He got 5 drives ahead of him with a penalty. Could get some good points. Let's not jinx it. Bernd Mailander has driven his safety car into the pit lane for the final time. Because there is a limit to when the safety car can be deployed. It can't be deployed anymore. Here we go. For the 3rd and final time for a restart. 3 laps to go. Wardy leads ahead of Jumpy Painter. Who is gonna take the win tonight? Tolo in P3, Jesus in P4 as Marcel sends it up the inside of Sketchy Grip in towards turn 1, and oh, once again we're almost going into the wall, and this is not ideal for Sketchy Grip, losing out. Parseval gets ahead of the V-Carb as Nexus is getting put into the wall by the V-Carb there. He remains without front wing damage though, as his car's all out of shape through the first sector, but keeps pointing in the right direction. As we got Wardy, Jumpy Painter going at it wheel to wheel almost, with the Haas stage in front, and I reckon Jumpy Painter would want to stay behind until the last straights of the last lap. Tolu is still there, and so is Jesus. It's a four-way fight right now, because Toursterry is falling behind just a little bit. Barty is just holding up this train, which is also putting the pressure on Jumpy Painter, because he gets ahead of Barty now. Barty could get back ahead of him on the final lap. But here comes Tolu as well on the Alpine. And Tolu is going to go to the inside. No, he's not. He's going to stay behind for now. But he had a little go up the inside of the Kicksauber. 2 laps to go now. We go on to the penultimate lap of this race. Barty in the lead. But is that where he wants to be? DRS has been enabled. Jumpy Painter and Tolu almost colliding on the main straight. Jumpy Painter desperately trying to stay in that second position. As further down the field we see cars going wheel to wheel through turn 1. Haza, Nexus, Sly DJ, Critical Skills, bit of contact between the latter. But let's focus back on the drivers out in front. They're starting, a gap is beginning to form towards Tolu. Almost 0.8 of a second as Parzival and Marcel fighting out for P7. Tolu is starting to drop behind as Jumpy Painter's almost pushing Barty towards turn 22, which is helping Tolu massively. And we're going to go wheel to wheel to turn 22. No, we're not. As Jumpy Painter, fortunately enough, backs out of that move. You don't want to go side by side through turn 22. They can't even do it in esports, so you can't expect them to be able to do it in tier 3 here in Broke Boys. As Jumpy Painter's going to have a go around the outside of Barty, and he's going to get ahead. Jumpy Painter into the lead of this race as we go on to the final lap of this race. Oh, Barty and Tolu, that was so close. Both of them could have ended into the wall there. Lap 25 of 25 is totally going to go for the race lead into turn 1. No, he's not. He's going to stay behind Jumpy Painter for now. But he wants to be behind. He wants to be the car following on the final lap. As Shark and Marcel both get a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. It's off kicking off in the background with Parzival hitting every single wall he finds around him. Yellow flags are out as well. That is Parzival who has spun on the final lap. Critical skills P9. Oh, Jumpy Painter. Jumpy Painter's got 9/10 towards Tolu. Tolu is unable to follow, and Barty might have just thrown away this win then. Because if Tolu can't follow, neither can he. He is stopping behind as well. Tolu is just within DRS range, but 9/10 is going to be way too far behind to have a go. We're on the final lap. Jumpy Painter runs wide. Jumpy Painter with a 3-second time penalty. Jumpy Painter bottles it on the final lap. No way. We are seeing this. Here comes Tolu as well with the DRS, and he's going to get the position as well. Tolu on track gets ahead of the Kicksauber. Oh my goodness me. On the final lap of this race has been decided. It's the run to the line. Tolu wins in Jeddah. What a finish. What is happening in the background? Oh my goodness me. 4 cars facing the wrong direction. I have no words for this. But Tolu, man. Wow, what a finish. Tolu wins ahead of Barty and Toursterry in the Red Bull on the podium. That was unbelievable. Whoa, well, let's take a moment to take a breath after that. Because man. Jeddah 2025, we were there. Yeah, this one is gonna go into the history books, that's for sure. Tolu, Barty, Toursterry. Who would have predicted this top 3 at the beginning of this race? No one. Absolutely no one. That has got to be one of the most chaotic ends to a race I've ever seen. Jesus, in P4, sketchy grip in P5. How the hell am I going to be able to pick a driver today out of this? How? It's just not possible. Jumpy Painter P6, he got the point for the fastest lap, but that's little consolation to his almost free win. As I completely forgot to screenshot the standings. Let me do that real quick. Critical skills Nexus P8, critical skills P7. Great job from both of them as well. Just for C and Sly DJ rounding out the top 10. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened in the back end of the field on the final lap. But there are 3-4 cars facing the wrong direction in the final corner of the final lap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Had to be there to witness it. Nobody would have predicted this or expected this for a tier 3 race around Saudi Arabia. I predicted some chaos because it's tier 3 and it's a difficult street track, but not this. This was on another level. And I wish the best of luck to the stewarding team of tier 3 once again. Not getting any sleep tonight, that's for sure. I guess you can call it a great race. It sure was entertaining. Not sure if everyone else shares the opinion of it being a great race. But it was one for the history books. Great comps, thank you very much, both Kelston and Speedy. Really appreciate it. I have to take a bit of a breather after that. It was absolute chaos. Next week we will be returning, of course, round 5, and will be the Australian Grand Prix around Melbourne. Another street circuit. I'm not sure what to expect, but surely it can't be worse than this. Anyway, that is it from me for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in to this race. And let's hope we get a bit of a calmer race next week. We'll see in Melbourne. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time. That's it from me tonight. Goodbye.